Hey guys, welcome back to Sunday Potluck. I'm going to be making a brownie pizza out of our second edition of the O Taste and See Cookbook. So you'll need this calls for a Betty Crocker brownie mix, and I got the Duncan Hines because that's what I had in the pantry. And but this is the family size one. So it also says to cook it in a pizza pan. So it's going to be flat. It's a 12-inch pizza pan. I don't have a pizza pan, so I'm going to do it in this. It's a little bit bigger than a 9x13, so maybe it won't be as thick as a brownie. So I don't know, I'm hoping. But it calls for a brownie mix, a can of whipped chocolate frosting. Got that. 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips, a jar of hot fudge topping, and a jar of caramel topping. So let's get to it and we'll show you what I'm doing. Ignore the dirty dishes in the sink as always, because there's always dirty dishes in the sink, because we just got done eating lunch and now it's time for dessert. So okay, so it says to cook the brownie mix according to the package, which it's, and I've already measured out my water in here. So it's 3 tablespoons of water, 2 eggs, and 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. And I did not measure out my vegetable oil. So let me do that. All right. So I've got my brownie mix in there, the water, and then my vegetable oil, and then my eggs. And I always crack my eggs in a separate bowl because a lot of times I goof up and get eggshells in the batter, and you know, who likes that? I don't know if y'all can see my dog sleeping on the floor, but he's old, and so I don't move him unless I have to. So I just step over and we go from there. Not a big deal. So you mix this up, and then I've got my oven preheated. And it just says prepare the brownie mixes directed on the box, and then you spread the mixture on a 12-inch pizza pan. And like I said, I don't have a pizza pan, so I'm going to use this this other pan that I have, and you cook it for 15 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. And I don't know if that's how it says to do it on the box or not. Yeah, for a 9x13, you do it for 20 to 23 minutes. So maybe you do it a little bit longer. I don't know. You do it a little bit shorter. I guess because it's going to be flatter. So, yeah, egg just doesn't seem like it's incorporating very well, does it? I'm not gonna grease this pan because it kind of is a non-sticky pan. I haven't really had anything stick to it, and I keep getting brownie on my hand. All right, so I'm gonna pour this into here, and then we will we'll stick it in the oven and let it cook for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm guessing you're gonna have to let it, yeah, it says cool completely before you do the other stuff. So let me spread this out. Yeah, so this is gonna be nice and thin. So I wonder if I can, like, when I make this, if I can dump it out. I might do that. I might dump it out of this and then add all the other stuff on top. So try to spread this out as evenly as I can, but I think it'll spread out a little bit when it's in the oven, so not a big deal. All right, so I'm going to pop this in the oven and cook it for 15-20 minutes until it's done, and then I'll get back to you. All right, guys, so my brownie is completely cooled, and I'm just going to leave it in the pan because, you know, why not? So let's get down here and I'll show you how to top the brownie. Okay, so got my brownie in the pan. It says to use a can of chocolate whipped frosting. So got that. Okay, and I'm just gonna give that a quick stir just because that just makes sense to do that. Okay, and it says to top the brownie with the icing. And I've just got a little small offset spatula, and I've got a bigger one. One of these, this is just really nice to have around the house, just because you can get into a pie dish or a cake pan like this. So all of that out there. Alright. Flip this around. So I'm just going to spread this around kind of even. Get this corner. Just, it might be thicker on some spots and not as thick on the other. And I probably should have emptied this out of this pan and done it like that, but I don't think it's really gonna matter a whole lot. So I'm gonna set that over there. And it says arrange chocolate chips over frosting, and it calls for 3 cups of, I'm sorry, not 3 cups. Ooh, that'd be a lot of chocolate chips. 3/4 of a cup. I'm not gonna measure the chocolate chips. I'm just gonna sprinkle it out. You can measure it, but you know, some people like a little bit more chocolate chips. And these are the semi-sweet chocolate chips because that's what I use in my chocolate chip cookies. So I always have a jar of chocolate chips. I always have chocolate chips just because you never know when you're gonna need a chocolate chip cookie. My husband will call me from the office and say, hey, somebody's having a bad day, we need some chocolate chip cookies. So I've always got that going. So and then you're gonna need a jar of hot fudge topping and a jar of caramel frosting or caramel topping. So I'm gonna stick this in the microwave and I figure out how long I gotta heat it up for, and then we'll put it on here and I'll show you what that looks like in there. Okay, so I was gonna heat this up in the microwave, but then it's kind of runny. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of runny anyway, and so I thought, why heat it up in the microwave if it's just runny right now? So and the caramel is the same way. So I'm just gonna kind of drizzle it, I guess, for the lack of a better term, across. Kind of do a, I mean, if this was in a regular pizza pan, it might be a little bit better, but I don't think you need a whole, I like the whole jar. That would be like a lot. So I'm just gonna kind of, because I mean, that would be some serious caramel there if you did the whole jar. So I'm just gonna do it like that because that looks really good to me. Look at that. Yum. Okay, so I have someone here that is looking at me like, can I please try this? Let me find it. My son, whoop, cricket. Okay, my son is over here looking at me over there going, can I try some? So let's go ahead and see how this did. Give me a plate, Isaac. Is this what you call it? It was very sweet. but very good. So, if you tried it, let me know if you liked it. Hit a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks a lot for watching Sunday Potluck.